Welcome back, everybody. This is My Journey 4K. We are back in IMSA in the Dallara P217. Let's get into it. Looks like we're starting this race in P3 today. Strength of the field is 1673. We're coming into this race with a 1929 rating. This is a 35-minute race. We'll need to stop at least once for fuel. How many laps we do will depend on where the leader is when time expires. This is multi-class racing, IMSA fixed. We're not allowed to make very many changes to our setup. There are three classes here, the GTP, the LMP2, and the GT3, also known as GTD, GT Daytona. It is an A license requirement for entry. Looks like we've fallen back to 4th place after lap 1 in our class. Still right there with 3rd. We did start the race in 3rd. Looks like we're going to be able to get that back soon enough. Looks like we completed the pass, back up to 3rd in our class. Now let's see if we can close the gap to 2nd and put this guy behind us out of our mind. There's still a hypercar behind us, looks like a Porsche. Stuck behind 4th place in our class right now. We'll see if they can make the pass soon enough. We've gapped 4th quite a bit here. Looks like we're going to go side by side and complete the pass in the main straight. Still 3rd in our class, trying to close down the gap to 2nd. Looks like we may have closed it a little bit on that last lap. Looks like we're holding off the GTP for now. I think they'll be able to get by us pretty easily in the main straight here. We're going to hug the wall, let them by on the right. Easy pass, and they're going to slow us down. We'll get a little bit of draft too just before the braking zone. Still right there with the cars in front of us. Some GT3s now in the way. Gonna catch and pass them on the main straight. GTP car off the side of the road there. They weren't moving. Not sure if they took damage or not. That was the one that passed us on the main straight not long ago. Another GTP car off to the left. Still sitting there waiting for traffic, it looks like. We have closed the gap to second place in our class now. Well less than a second. Another slow GTP up ahead. If we're going to be passing them here or not. GT3's not too far ahead. There's a Corvette just up there. All three classes in one shot here. Some GT3s, GTPs, and LMP2s as we're closing in on second place in our class. big group of cars just ahead. Looks like we're second in our class now. While the cars in front has made their early pit stop. Which I can see why. Big group of GT3s here. These GT3s are slowing us up quite a bit right now. On purpose, it looks like. We're going to have an LMP2 side by side with us. Across the line, we'll still be in second. A lot more GT3s just ahead. GT3s here, we're going to slide right in between them across that chicane. Trying not to lose any distance to the car in front. Another group of GT3s not too far ahead. It looks like it's the lead group. I should be able to get a couple of them here from here. Some of the hypercars that made a mistake earlier are starting to try and get back by us again. But like behind, we'll need to wait for the main straight right here. They should be able to get by pretty easily. Cadillac making a mistake. We're going to pass them again. Third in our class still. We started the race in third. Cadillac and the Porsche GTP behind are going to be battling for position. We are in front of them in overall position right now. Shouldn't be too hard for them to be catching us and getting by here. We'll see how it goes. Even though this Cadillac and Porsche GTP keeps making mistakes, they are 4th and 5th in their class. Not quite overall. but in their class. We have a couple more LMP2s to pass before they're beating overall. They go side by side in front of us as they're passing the LMP2 second in our class. Cadillac's going to go wide. We're going to slide right up there. Nose to tail. GTP LMP2. GTP LMP2. Gonna close the gap to second place again. Pretty sure we could stay in front of them if we didn't have to deal with the traffic, especially the GTP traffic here. Ooh, sliding out of that corner. Second to last corner. GT3 not too far ahead now. GTPs have finally cleared us, third and second in the LMP2 class. Now we're looking to close that gap up again. Sliding just a little bit there, a lot less than the previous lap. You can see there's more GT3s not too far ahead. Does not take us long to get around and catch them again. We're about a half a second behind right now, starting to catch some GT3 traffic again. Unsure about what the Corvette's going to do, has lost us quite a bit of time. About a second behind the car in front of us now. We're going to go diving to the inside here. Still third in our class. Did make that. Stuff to do the inside run in turn 1 at Indianapolis because it is such a fast straight there. And the inside doesn't get used as much, so there's a lot less traction. A little bit more debris over on that side, making it tougher to stop it in. Looks like the LMP2 car in front has made their pit stop. We're up to second in our class right now. You can see the current leader, although we do need to make our stops as well. Both of us. Pit window will close probably within the next 10 minutes here. We've closed it up quite a bit to the car in front of us now. Currently the LMP2 leader. Within just a few tenths of a second right now. Just one or two coming to the braking zone. They're going defensive for a little bit. Right there now with the LMP2 car in first place at the moment. We're in second. Looking to make the pass. We've closed up the gap quite a bit. GT3 car just ahead. They're going to go slow and stay out of the way of this battle. Car in front getting a little squirrely in front of us here. They're going to stay out. We're going to stay out as well. Right there with the draft. We're going to be nose to tail coming out of the final corner here. GT3 car is not too far ahead of us. They're going defensive. We're going to go back to the outside and look for the crossover here. GT3s are just ahead. We are nose to tail. There's a hypercar starting to catch us now. It's a Cadillac. Using all of the track. Catching another GT3. This is a Porsche. We're going to go to the inside in this corner. The GTP Cadillac not too far behind as well. This is most likely the race leader there. Yes, they are. GT3 cars pulling with the pits. We're going to stay out for another lap. This battle is slowing us down quite a bit. Maybe we should have considered making our pit stop sooner. We'll see if holding out will do better for us. Pretty sure we can catch and pass the car in front. We've already done it once. The car in front. I didn't mean the GTP. That's going to be a tough one to pass. The leader of the race in a different class. I'm talking about the LMP2 car that's in front of us now that the Cadillac's gotten by. We've closed that gap up again within just a few tenths. Going to pass a BMW here. Gonna stay out here, nose to tail with the leader of our class again. They're looking to go defensive. They decided not to. GT3 cars now slowing down our current leader. Not quite giving us an opportunity to make the pass there yet. Still nose to tail with them. We're going to need to make our pit stop sometime soon. I don't think it has to be this lap. We are going to pull in. The car in front is also going to pull in at the same time here. Car in front of us is blinking in pit lane here. Very slow pit lane. We're coming up to our pit stall in just a second here. Just behind the current leader, we are second currently. We have stopped in the stall. Car that was leading is now off. We are off just behind them. Gonna get out right in front of a GT3. They're going to get a little bit of a head start on us here. Still within a second. We'll have to see what place we're in when we cross the start-finish line again. And going to the inside of the GT3 there. Another one's coming out of the pits in front of us. They want us to go to the outside here. We've got two LMP2 cars just ahead. Third in our class currently. You can see first and second right there in front of us. Not too far ahead right now, just about a second. We're looking to close the gap now. If they start battling, it'll be pretty quick, and we'll close that right up. Somebody made a mistake. It's an LMP2 car. Were we really in third, though? Did that change? Interesting. It says we're in third now. I see an LMP2 car up there, I believe. Quite a bit ahead. I don't know where that other car came from necessarily. They must have made an earlier pit stop, but made a mistake and allowed us to come back up into third. We were in fourth. We did start the race in third, back up into third now. Looking to chase down this blue and white LMP2 car in front of us. We had nearly passed them earlier. We were nose to tail with them coming into the pit lane. Looks like we might be starting to close the gap to second in our class now with just a couple minutes remaining. We probably only have a few laps to go. GTP in big trouble there, facing the wrong way up against the wall. We're able to move, it looks like. Ooh, we got a little squirrely coming out of turn 1. Maybe that was turn 2. Still third in our class, not a lot of time remaining. I'm not certain where the leader is currently. They passed us quite a while ago. They could be catching back up to us. I do not see them. GT3 car ahead, slowing down second place in our class. We've closed up the gap quite a bit now. He's going to touch the back end. GT3 starts to lose it. We'll have to go into the grass slightly, nose to tail with second place right now. We're going to be flashing our lights, trying to make them nervous here. We do sort of have a run on them. Whoa, we locked it up. Gonna hit the curb hard. Lost a little bit of time there. See if we can't close that back up soon. Are pressuring second place now. Time has expired. This could be the last lap here. Closing in on some more GT3s. Ooh, we got a little sideways there. Put a couple marks down on the track. Closing the gap again to second here. Flashing our lights are going to go on the outside. In the final corners. And that is the race, folks. Another podium finish. Third place. We started third, finished third. Our rating went from a 1929. We gained 27 points. We're up to a 1956. And that'll make 4 out of the last 5. A top 3 podium finish with 2 wins. We're on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.